Welcome to the first edition for 2023-24 of the LL Basketball Roundtable, brought to you by Student Transportation of America. Wow. My name is Mike Gross, and I'm hosting. To my left is Jason Guarenti, who covers boys basketball for our publications. To my right is the ailing Rhines, who's sucking it up and talking girls hoop for the same publications. We're going to we're very early in the season here. The league's games are about to start.
Yep.
The season is kind of a little shapeless, but we're going to talk a little bit about what we've seen so far. Go section by section. Let's start with section one, Jeffrey.
Section one, girls. I've seen Manheim Township. They're undefeated. Devon Pinker took over, new head coach.
Real good. Devon Pinker, our old pal.
Yes.
Excellent player.
Yes.
Himself played at the University of Delaware and in his first year as a coach.
And they're playing well, 4-0 as we sit. Ava Burns been fantastic. In 4 games, 20, 20, 20, 26.
It seems like they're really guarding people too, you know.
Yes, their defense has been good. They gave up 13, I think, in a game somewhere. Yeah. They beat Reading pretty good here midweek. Saw Hempfield. They were maybe a little better than I thought they were going to be. I think it's okay to say that. I wasn't sure about Hempfield. New coach, Matt Sullivan, Sophia Ott's back. She can really score. I saw them play Manheim Central, and they defended really well. Jumped them full court, half court, chased them, forced 20 turnovers. Like what I saw out of Hempfield, saw Cedar Crest. I think they're going to be there one way or another. Allison Metzger can really shoot it. She has like 10 threes already. Lebanon has a loss. They went down to Perkiomen Valley, down Philly way last week, and lost by what?
Yeah, that was
40?
a stunner. The margin of victory there was really a stunner to me. That was kind of sobering, I think. And
I didn't see that one coming. Perk's tough. I thought it'd be a tough game, but I didn't see them losing by 38 or whatever it was.
But they're one of the most talented teams
absolutely.
in our league. Maybe the most talented team in our league. And it looks like Section 1 in the girls' side is going to be pretty good.
It should be really good, especially, and here's another team. McCaskey started 3-0 before they lost to Wilson, which is going to be pretty good in Berks 1, I think. So the only team that's kind of struggling there out of the gate is Penn Manor. They're 0-5, 0-4. So anxious for Section 1. That should be a lot of fun.
On the boys' side, however, Penn Manor is the story. Jason.
Penn Manor 5-0, not the toughest schedule in the world.
Yeah, that's part of it.
But they have Ethan Benny, 6'6" center, really plays like a guard, can shoot from 3, can handle the ball.
He really is a face-the-basket guy who can do almost everything. Going to Millersville, which is, you got to be pretty good to go to Millersville right now with where their program is right now.
24 points a game for Ethan Benny. Gets to the line a lot because he's big and physical. They have Demir Wesley, who's a Villanova football recruit, huge presence in the lane, and Devin Figueroa is their point guard, kind of under the radar. They have 3. I think you need 3 players to win championships who are top-notch players, and I think they have those 3. I think Cedar Crest is still the favorite. Cedar Crest was the preseason favorite, big physical lineup. They had a rough go at the City of Basketball Love tournament last weekend,
which I witnessed.
And at Exeter, they play kind of a plodding, physical style. And don't count out Hempfield. I mean, I know they lost their opener to LS. They went to Muhlenberg last night and won. That's probably the best non-league win by a Berks boys team. And they have Ben Troyer, who might be the best player in the league.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Benny doesn't lead the league in scoring, Troyer might.
27.8 points per game. And the best stat so far, 54 free throw attempts.
What?
In 4 games. And that tells me people can't guard him.
For a guy who's not a 6'10" center that they're throwing it into 100 times. He's 6'4", right?
6'4", but can shoot from deep, but can shoot the mid-range, that 12, 15-foot jumper. You know that shot that in 1980 everybody had and nobody has today?
Yeah.
Ben Troyer has that shot.
A little similar to Benny in that he's a big kid who does a lot of things well. And So, all right. Section 2.
Section 2, girls. I picked Ephrata coming out. And I know they lost Jasmine Griffin and her 1,000 points plus. Lost their opener, but they've won 2 in a row. Had a good come-from-behind win over Penn Manor on Tuesday night. Marie McCracken's a name to know, sophomore, and Leah Caldwell, post kid.
Related to the football player?
Brother. in her jeans. Leah Caldwell's another kid to know there. She can really get to the rim, score off the bounce, stick backs. So I like Ephrata. I've seen Mannheim Central a couple of times. They're the defending champs. Barons are young. Oh my goodness. They start 2 freshmen, the Walters twins.
They're struggling to score a little bit.
A little bit. They don't have a go-to scorer kid quite yet. Very balanced. Everybody's scoring like 6, 8, 9 a game. They don't have that Matty Nyer type who's going to get you 22, but not many people have a kid like that.
Who does?
After that, I like CV. I think the Bucks are going to be there one way or another. Central, Ephrata, CV. They've been sort of the top teams there so far. Bucks had a good win over LS this week. Harrison and Moore can really shoot it from deep.
Jason, Section 2, what do you think?
2 teams, I think, are above the rest. Warwick's the favorite. They returned everybody from last season. They're 2-2, but their losses are Coatesville and Chambersburg. And they were in that Coatesville game. It was a 1-point game going into the 4th quarter. Caleb Johnson and Carter Horst, so they have 2 16-point per game players. And Mannheim Central's the defending champ. And it's easy to forget that because they lost Trey Grube. It's a huge loss, one of the greatest 3-point shooters in LL history.
Yeah.
They're playing great defense. They're not giving up much. They have Mason Rogers and Aaron Enterline, who is obviously a big-time football recruit. So.
I'm impressed with what they've done so far. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, their schedule hasn't been awful.
They were at Red Line for the preseason tournament. 3 games so far. But they're the threat to Warwick, I think. And I think there's a drop-off between that and you get to the Conestoga Valley, Garden Spot, Ephrata, and those teams.
It doesn't look like, at least on the boys' side, it does not look like a vintage league in our league. However, I've said that many, many times, and then we get to February and you start to see how this team could have a state tournament run.
Yeah.
It can change, but right now we're not tearing people up. That's for sure.
I think at the top levels, it'll be really competitive, but maybe not a district championship caliber team. But at the lower levels, we might have teams that can play at that level.
There you go.
Yeah.
Section 3, Jeffrey.
Lancaster Catholic.
Yeah.
Yep, they're
been
playing
great
playing
so
well.
far, right?
3-0. They won the Cedar Crest tip-off tournament. Usual suspects. Bolesky's back. Kraft is back. Lipsum has like 10 threes already. Lily Lehman's been out. They're going to get her back here probably next week. But
okay.
Good start for them. Yeah, they're fine. And on Saturday they play Cardinal O'Hara, Philly Catholic giant.
That was a good drum roll.
That should be. Thank you on the glass. After that, hey, Northern Lebanon, good start. Vikings are undefeated. They're young. 4 sophomores and a junior start. Shutters, the junior, she's their leading scorer. She's at 13 or 14 points a game here. And Elko, the Raiders are undefeated.
The Raiders.
They're 4-0. I got to see them play in Martz Hall last week. That was cool. And they'll play in Philly at the Wells Fargo Center on Monday against Wyomissing. Fun early season journey here for Elko. They're undefeated. Seifert's playing well. Eckhart's playing well. Miller's playing well. Watch out for Elko. I have a feeling about the Raiders here.
One of the things about this sport in our league is that teams have to schedule so many non-conference games. Just the way the sections are set up.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see there's vast differences in how teams approach that and what the strength of schedule is so far.
Yeah.
Section 3 is.
Lampeter Strasbourg.
Yeah.
They've won section championships 6 of the last 7 seasons. They went to Hempfield and won, turned a 12-point halftime deficit into a 12-point win.
Whoa.
Chase Smucker, 17 points a game. A lot of guys who are used to winning there, a lot of depth. I think they're the favorites.
They have a couple losses though, right?
They have 1 loss.
Oh, only one, okay.
But also, the section's really deep, and it's really fun after LS because you have Octorara, which made leagues last year. They're 5-1. They took it on the chin from Berks Catholic, but apparently Berks Catholic's
pretty good.
A monster this year.
Yeah.
And then you have Donegal's 4-1 with 4 double-digit scores, and they shoot threes like crazy. So they're gonna, if they have a hot shooting night, they could beat anybody. And then Elko, a lot of seniors, a lot of experience. They're going to be really tough. The fight for second place or that second playoff spot in Section 3 is going to be a lot of fun. I think a team could have 4 losses and still make league playoffs.
And a third guy who could maybe lead the league in scoring is Kirk for Octorara.
Zach Kirk for for Octorara. I forgot to mention him. He made it to 1,000 points the opening weekend.
Nice.
Section 4.
Section Columbia. Got to see the Tide. Twins
a
are
shocker.
back. Yep. Tide's looking pretty good here. Good win over Middletown to win the Middletown tournament. And they get Pequea Valley here on Thursday night in a really big section opener. It's Columbia and Pequea Valley section. PV's undefeated. Good start for them. I got to see them. Jason McDonald has played 15 kids already in varsity games. Talk about depth. That's going to help Pequea Valley. They're 4-0, 5-0 here at midweek. See what they do with Columbia. Mennonite got off to a good start. They were 3-0. Anvil Cleona's kind of been the head scratcher. I thought they would be right there. They've lost like 3 in a row. Dutchman looking to pick up some speed here moving forward. But Columbia Pequea Valley, winner there on Thursday night, gets a huge leg up.
Another transition to Anvil Cleona. The first one was Penn Manor, now it's Anvil Cleona.
Yeah. 5-0, the little Dutchman, the only undefeated team. Section 4 is a lot of fun. All 5 teams are pretty good. And Elijah Slaybach for Anvil Cleona averaging 23 points a game, and they have John Shea in the middle, so they have that 1-2 punch. Ben Morecambe is their sort of senior glue guy. So 5-0. Can they challenge the big teams? It's Mennonite and it's Columbia at the top. It's been that way. Mennonite goes to Anvil on Monday, so that's when we'll find out.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Interesting.
If they're at that level. Mennonite's won 5 in a row. They have 3 good players. They have Cody Fisher, who's sort of ascended to that 20-point, 18-point per game kind of guy the last 4 or 5 games. And then they have Chase Hurst and Miles Halverson, who are big parts of their state championship run.
They were big last year.
And in Columbia, I mean, there's no one really like them at that section, that level, the way they play. They have their big 3, Artie Poindexter, the point guard, Braylon Miller, Jordan Poole. So they play fast, they make you hurry, they turn you over, and they don't have any big guys, but they can run it up and score a lot of points.
Very
I think,
athletic, very quick.
I think the games between Columbia and Mennonite are probably the games that decide who wins the section.
Interesting.
Okay, well there it is. We're going to the league openers are coming this week, and anything else for the good of the order, Jeffrey?
Yes. We have our companion piece video series started this week. On Monday, Tyler and I were at Donegal, and we chatted with a fascinating young lady, Josie Gehrig, sophomore at Donegal.
Talk about it.
10-year mission trip in Thailand. Basically grew up in Thailand, did mission work there with her family, played basketball like all over the world. FIBA rules. Fascinating kid. Her story's great.
So where can people find this?
This will be online, Lancaster Online. It'll be on the basketball page, front page, video page. Take a look.
The kid's name again is?
Josie Gehrig, sophomore at Donegal. Fascinating story. So
look for that on
take a look for that.
LOL.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Yep, starting on Thursday, and we'll do girls and boys companion pieces here as we get into the season.
Okay. Jason, anything on your fertile mind?
CV in Donegal, Jim Shipper and Ryan Shipper, father-son.
Oh, yeah.
They were believed to be the first father-son coaches to ever square off. This was the 2nd season that they played.
Yeah.
The game was decided. Donegal won on free throws with no time on the
Oh.
clock. 59-58. I'm told this is probably it for them, and they're not going to schedule each other anymore going forward. It's too tough. They're just going to play scrimmages and summer league games.
Nice.
All right, gang, that's it. This is much more to come as we head through the winter with high school hoops. This has been the LL Basketball Roundtable, brought to you by Student Transportation of America. For Mike, for Jason, for Jeff, see you later.